Terrence Howard was in the news recently for talking about the issues that go on with Backdooria. Terrence Howard said something about once your manhood been grabbed up out of you, you need therapy. Am I right?
What benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. You know, but when you lose your man card, if you lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying.
I would love him to come on the show because you know what I want to ask him? How was you able to work on the set of Empire as a heterosexual man? I know you were hated upon if you wasn't part of the Brown Hotel Rag crew.
That's some funny ass.
I'm just saying, if you're not part of the disposable hotel rag mob, not gonna fit in on the set.
After you complete these 15 episodes of Empire, you gotta walk away for a while or forever?
I mean, everyone keeps trying to tell me, don't say it's forever. But I've spent 37 years pretending to be people so that people can pretend to watch and enjoy what I'm doing when I've made some discoveries in my own personal life.
Come to find out, he's not a Bentley Farnsworth.
This is about things you're too young to understand, little man. This is about thuggin' love.
The makeup trailer, it's like where the gangs meet up. On the Backdooria side.
Chili doggers.
The chili doggers. Listen, man. When you on set, you go to the makeup truck. Do you know if a heterosexual male is in the makeup truck while everybody else is in there, you throw off everything. The makeup truck, when you are on set, men like to walk up to each other and but if you in there, a heterosexual male, they be like, this how they do. They all let you know. They gotta look. He in here, yo. The guy who likes only vaginas in here. They say it with their eyes. When you walk in the makeup thing, this how they do.
I'm like, yo, why wouldn't you sign? He said, because I don't want a label playing with my life.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. That's real.
That means playing with, okay, because I'm gonna expose, that means playing with your butt.
Yo, Terrence Howard said Diddy try to bro. Y'all know. He said Diddy try to put that in his butt, bro. This is crazy.
What was it? No.
Puffy invited me for weeks asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while.
Well, shout out to Terrence Howard for keeping it all the way real. Not too many people's doing that. They too scared to speak out.
I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there, just looking at me, like waiting, okay? So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it.
I would like to ask Terrence Howard how he survived on the set of Empire. When if you're not with it, you are public enemy number one. You were the head of the set. Am I right? You're a heterosexual male on the set of Empire. How did you pull it off? I want to know, Mr. Howard. Please come on the 5150 show. I know you have stories to tell that you really want to get off. Come tell it on a real platform where the real truth is able to come out because we are who we say we are.
You had the wrong guy, Diddy. You had the wrong guy. We got to keep it real. He thought he had one. Light skin.
Black pride in him even though he passing for white. All the lessons to a pimpin' uncle put me up on the game. It really ain't no love, it's about this paper, man.
I made $12,000 for doing Hustle and Flow. What Paramount did, instead of putting my name as Terrence Howard performing the songs, they put performed by DJ. Well, they own DJ. So guess what? The performance royalties went to Paramount. They went to $12,000. That's all I ever made from Hustle and Flow.
No, it ain't over for me. I'ma step my game up and get what's coming to me.
He killed that thing. Hey, man. Come on. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Right. He killed that. He's a great actor. Great actor. But the set of Empire smelled like they was cooking chitlins all day long.
Exactly what he's talking about in Hollywood is just saturated the political scene too. Too much in politics today is exactly the same thing. People who compromise their souls, their man card, their woman card to get somewhere, and the whole scene from local, state, and federal.
I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid, and next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card.
I walk in the studio and just seeing uncomfortability to my eyes. It's what I'm not used to seeing two men do when I look at them. A powerful man at that. I walked in the studio and seen two powerful men doing things that was uncomfortable to my eyes.
I don't like dealing with people who feel like they're in a position of power where if you do whatever they want or you please them or you make them happy, you kiss their ass, they can change your life. I will never be in a position like that. I will die a broke man before I have to sit in front of another man and be like, do you like it? What do you think?
Hey, y'all wanna hoop, man? What we doing?
Terrence, let me guard you, daddy. This the Diddy here. I'm not even getting out the car.
Diddy, you not guard me, man.
I'm not playing basketball with P. Diddy.
He trying to guard that man from the back.
Take a shot. I'm finna come take the ball and make you take a shot, baby.
Why you talking about grabbing balls, man?
I can tell you the ball isn't the only thing Diddy's gonna be grabbing.
I thought he said meatballs.
Yo, Sean, relax. It's not gonna wanna play with you. There's no reason for me to get out the car.
Cat, you got something you need to get off your chest, man?
Terrence, I don't even know why you invited me to this.
Go ahead, Weezy, pick teams, man. Why he get to pick team?
Why would we let you pick team?
Cause I'm the boss.
Stop being like that. We making love on the court, daddy. Now he talking about making love.
That's talking about making love.
Every year, it's a new disaster. Bird flu, swine flu, World War III, killer astronauts, New World Order. What was it, the Trisexual Commission? What the hell is a trisexual anyway?
Trilateral.
Polite savage.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Ladies and gentlemen of Polite Savages, we are now about to embark on a journey, sure to anger Diddy apologists and those who want to take that alike. Every time we get out, we think it's over, but something else comes up. It blows in the wind, and it's almost that time. Cinco de Diddy. That's right. He's going to trial. It's not going to be televised, but there's going to be updates after updates. And what do you know? Heating up, Terrence Howard came on the PBD broadcast and said, hey, I think Diddy was trying to get in the backdooria action with me. Par for the course. But what was more impressive is that Terrence Howard exposed the secrets of Hollywood that so many people don't have long careers and they can't sustain, do drugs because guess what? They had to trade their manhood to get on. The casting couch goes both ways.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
You think these artists that make all this money are free men and women? They're minstrels from a plantation. All your black sports figures are pieces of meat, bought and sold, but not free. Newspapers enslaved. Black magazines enslaved. Black radio stations enslaved. Black television enslaved. Don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about.
Playing the game means if I should bend you over,
you, you know not to talk because I can ruin your career. If I should put my penis in your mouth, you know not to talk because I can ruin your career. If I want you to be a slave and work for free, you know not to talk because I can ruin your career.
And that trade their bodies to go and get the role. They get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything.
So could this be an explanation why some of these artists' trajectory of their career kind of fizzles out in the wind? Maybe they said no. Maybe they had a reputation for not being cooperative with the producers, the directors, and the power brokers.
If I pursued an agent, I would get a couple of movies.
Yeah.
Maybe a TV show run for a little while until they find a way. You know how they did that one brother?
Well, if they're doing Friday,
He was a brother on that Chicago show.
you would be good.
He was in a lot of stuff, but all of a sudden he became a villain.
So why did Washington leave Grey's while it was still so popular? During an argument on set with Dempsey and fellow cast member T.R. Knight in 2006, Washington leveled a homophobic slur at Knight. Knight publicly announced that he was queer.
After initially denying he used the slur, the actor later apologized.
Until he dug a deeper hole for himself at the Golden Globes in January 2007, where he used the slur again. Before long, ABC announced that it would terminate Washington's contract.
It is with a heavy heart and a sense of relief that I am announcing my early retirement from the entertainment industry. All know that I have fought the good fight, but it seems that the haters, provocateurs, and the useful idiots have won.
I can't think of his name.
Kind of lost his mind and went crazy.
That's what they said about Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
That's what they said about Dave Chappelle. What they say?
People were saying, though, that you were on drugs, you lost your mind, you went into a mental institution. What is true, what is not?
Not on drugs.
Not on.
I'm telling you, I was incredibly stressed out. And just trying to stay out of trouble.
Right.
Your realm of getting in trouble is worse than the average person. You know what I mean? Like the average dude got to go out and look for trouble. I'd be sitting around mind my own business and dude come up, hey man, you're Dave Chappelle. I'm like, yeah, what's up, man? Hey, I got 12 naked hot air balloon. You trying to roll with me? And then my wife's still a little salty at me.
She's not happy with you right now?
Don't think you're gonna walk away from $50 million and your wife's just gonna be cool with it. Thought I was gonna get the Jerry Maguire, baby, you can be anything you wanna be speech.
Yeah.
It didn't pan out. It was more like Purple Rain around my house.
People say that. He lost $50 million. No, that's not even close to what happened to this dude. And until you understand what happened to the dude, you don't understand what happened. Like, no, not they offered him $50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down $50 million? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times.
You disappeared for a while. People were saying, where's Dave? Where's Dave Chappelle? Where's he going? And then it turns out you took a trip to Africa. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they said.
Right. You're hearing all kinds of stuff on the news.
It was crazy, man. Well, first I went to Africa to chill, and next thing I know, I started hearing all the stories like comedian Dave Chappelle's in a mental institution in South Africa. And I was like, man, I must be losing my mind.
Yeah.
Because I thought this was the beach.
4 times, just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right, because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
Hearing on the news things like he's gone crazy, which doesn't sound right.
Well, you know, maybe I know stuff people don't want me to talk about. So
Right.
we don't want other people to believe, so they'll call me crazy. But it was a weird thing to get called crazy. At first it was scary, and then now I feel like it's liberating. Like, I feel free, like I can just say what I want to do what I want. They already call me crazy. I'm crazy. I can't
It's
be
not your
held
fault.
responsible.
Yeah. Was there a reason that you decided to go to Africa?
If you a black dude trying to hide, Africa is a good place. It's a...
It does feel like this whole thing has freed you up a little bit, you know?
Sure, excuse me 1 second.
That'll be the clip they use on the news.
I know,
Dave was on Conan. He's lost his mind.
Because they gonna come with a story about you. When they threw with you, you about to get smeared.
Yeah.
But in any case, let's get back and focus right on Diddy. It seems like this guy had a 25-year reign of terror. He's always after something, trying to get in somebody's cheeks. Cheeks. Maybe this guy needs to stay out of them cheeks, because chasing cheeks got him in a whole lot of trouble. And there's a lot of conspiracy theories. Maybe he made the wrong person upset. Maybe he did this. Maybe he did that. But the bottom line is, this can't all be, or can it be, all allegedly a big conspiracy to bring him down to earth because maybe he had too much dip on his chip. Maybe his orbit was too high. Could it be that maybe Diddy knew some of the things that he shouldn't have knew and played the game the way he shouldn't have played it, and thought that he didn't only have money, but also fooled himself to think he had some power?
It's been said by all of our leaders, and I want to address it. They keep saying we need to focus on generational wealth. Black people need to focus on generational wealth, right? Let me give you someone who had generational wealth. Puff. Generational wealth, but why were they able to take him down? Because Puff didn't have generational power.
Because could it be the demonic energy inside of him, the power tripping energy inside of him that makes him chase down these men and bust these cheeks? Or is it just a power trip on 10? And we can all come to realize the difference between Puff and other folks is that he really didn't have the juice to get out of the situations, because a lot of folks have been arrested, let off. Accusations have risen, but it did not stick. Because like Ray Daniels said, Puff thought he had the juice, but what he really only had was money. And a lot of folks, even though that green will spin anywhere, that green don't make you different from what you are. Only power can start, and just start to equalize the situation. But to keep it a buck, I don't know. I don't know if he really did everything, or is he guilty of a criminal enterprise, because it is kind of interesting that it's a RICO with just one person charged. And is Terrence Howard actually telling something factual, or is he just part of the pile-on effect? Hey, let's pile it on. It seems like something good to do. Let's add more pressure, more stress, and more pain. Could it be that Mr. Howard is part of the whole Hollywood conglomerate that he claims not to be part of? This is the things that people want to know, but people will never know, because this is a grand conspiracy on steroids, and the prosecution wouldn't charge him if they didn't believe that they could actually prove that he was at least trafficking people across state lines for the purpose of payment and degeneracy. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. You dig?
People act like I feel sorry for Diddy. No. How you got $1 billion and want to f it up? You got $1 billion. You live in a dream. You a black man and you made $1 billion, dog. And instead of just being like, God's so good, you went into some power like you better than God almost. And God was like, I'll humble you.
The funny thing about Diddy is all the stuff that's coming out and all the stuff that people keep putting on him. Like, they gonna mess up and let that man get free.
Wait a minute, you already see what happened, though. You see what happened?
The Drewski thing?
No, not the Drewski thing, not that one. I'm talking about the fact that Jay-Z got the other guy license revoked, and now he was in charge of all those cases against Diddy. Now they're saying there's no attorney attached to those cases anymore.
Wow.
And he can't operate in the state of New York as an attorney. He does not have a license anymore. So he is now done.
That's amazing.
So now the Diddy case is just up in the air now.
Yeah. They about to let that dude out, man.
Hey, they let that dude out. That's it. It's hell to pay. It is hell to pay. And you know what? He's coming for Alejandro and Josh first.
I've been in trouble in my day. Well, I've been in a lot of trouble in my day. But man, let me tell you something. This guy, Puffy, buddy, this guy is in an enormous amount of trouble. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. They got this guy in a RICO case by himself. A lot of my friends ask me, they say, Dave, did you know anything about those freak off parties? I'd be like, nah, man. I don't know anything about the freak off. And they all look at me like, and they be like, well, how all these people you know was at the freak off, but you's the only one that wasn't at the freak off. And I thought about it for a minute. I said, oh my God, I'm ugly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Reggie, I heard the dreadlocks, but that's not your hair. Take that power off your hair.
Can you imagine if you were me reading the newspaper and found out everyone in Hollywood had an orgy behind your back?
Thank you for watching the TIP Network. Follow us on all social media outlets and ask yourself one burning question. Can you handle the tip? Boom, we're out.
We found true happiness.